Oh, I should do the glasses trick, where the thing I wanted to do where I pretended as you. I should start off with your glasses and your hat on, be like, welcome back to another episode of the Sailing Doodles podcast.
Well, welcome to the Sailing Doodles podcast.
I'm Bobby White.
Yeah, she's Amanda. Amanda Zachary. So, welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining me on the Sailing Doodles podcast. So, if you don't know, this is the, I was going to say newest, but returning crew member to Sailing Doodles.
Hello.
You sailed with me, and so Amanda Zachary. You can find her on Instagram, Amanda Zachary.
Zachri.
Yeah.
There's always some confusion there.
Yeah. And then, so you sailed with me for a couple months at the end of season 1. Mm-hmm. And then a long pause until just a few months ago. Where you been? What's going on?
Well, after I sailed with you, I had to go get some sort of job, right?
Those pesky real jobs, yeah, I know.
I know. So I did what I could to avoid that, and I ended up in the film industry.
Well, you were already doing some of that before, right? Or were you doing anything like that before?
I think I had done a little bit.
Okay.
I had done a couple commercials, acted in a couple commercials. Did I shoot? I don't think I had been on the production side of anything at that time.
Yeah.
Oh, I did work for the Cowboys, and I did a lot of sports production.
You were doing FC Dallas, and I remember then too, right? You
yeah,
were like a cheerleader
FC Dallas
for them.
girl.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And did some of the MMA ring girl type stuff.
Cool.
But that was all before. That was pre-Sailing Doodles, and then between our first.
So you did Sailing Doodles, and then all of a sudden, Hollywood called you and said, "Okay, you were on Sailing Doodles."
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I had to go out and find that work. But
so what did you do?
Let's see. So some friends pointed me in the direction of casting agencies, and as soon as I applied for some commercials, I got 3 callbacks right away. So I did this Dior show, and then I did a commercial for Orchard Valley, and then I had just a featured role. So it was my first background acting thing in Queen of the South. And then
what is that?
It's a TV show. It was on Netflix, but that ended up leading to production assistant work, which turned into production coordinating, more acting. Long story short, I just recently kind of put my career on pause as an actor and movie producer, production coordinator, assistant director, if you know what any of that is.
I don't know what all of it does, but I know
it's a lot of freelancing. It's freelancing, so it's I would just wear many hats.
Where was most of that work done? Was it in California, or was it in Texas, or where?
Mostly in Dallas.
Yeah?
The short film I produced recently was in California, but most of it's Dallas.
And was that how hard was that? Was the pay good? Was it rewarding? Or was it too much work for not enough money? What was it like?
No, it's volatile.
Yeah.
It's the whole. There are high highs and low lows in that industry. So you'll get a big job and you'll think that it's going to lead to some incredible work, and then you have this a strike or COVID or something.
I know that because we talked, I guess the time we talked before you came back was you had just got, I don't think you were acting in it yet. I don't remember if you were acting in it yet or on set yet, but you had just gotten the job for 1883.
Yeah.
And they were like, you can't shave anything anymore. And you're going leg hair out and stuff.
Yeah, before even the callbacks, after the first round of auditions, they said, maybe even before auditions, they said to stop shaving everything. And then I couldn't shave anything on my body for 6 months. I couldn't do my eyebrows. My hair had to stay long because they wanted everything really.
Were you getting some weird looking eyebrows?
Not really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was very proud of that.
You're not a very hairy person anyway.
Thank
you don't have much body hair.
Thank you.
How was that? That's just okay.
It's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
I guess that, so it must have been really exciting when you actually got the call and you got, you're showing up on set doing that, and then I guess you died off after after episode 6.
And then I was given a line, a really short line in episode 3, and then volunteered lines in episode 4, and none of that made the cut, so that was a little disappointing too. But
When do you find that out? I mean, like, do you watch it with everybody else, like on TV?
yeah,
Okay.
unless you're like close enough with
Right. The
someone
editor
in
or
the
something like
crew.
that. Okay.
Yeah,
One
but-
of the big wigs.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known.
So you were like, episode 3, here it comes. Where's my line? Where's my line? And then like, God damn it, nothing happened.
Yeah, it was underneath like a bunch of other. They put other voices on top of it, so I'm.
You're still saying it?
Yeah.
Do you get like so you get more money right for that, right? If you have an active speaking gig versus a non-speaking gig?
You do, yes.
Okay. So did you get a little bit extra for that?
Not in this situation.
Okay. Are you
Yeah.
are you SAG though, like Screen Actors Guild?
I'm SAG eligible.
What does that mean?
So if I wanted to pay into the union, I could. So I've had speaking roles on union films. So, there are other ways, I think, to become SAG eligible, but that's how I became eligible.
So what is that? I mean, like, yeah, okay. So like, when you actually you're SAG eligible, but like, if you pay into dues, do you get something out of that or what?
Yeah, then kind of. So then you are SAG. You're part of the Screen Actors Guild, and you can access their benefits, which for me really wasn't worth it because you're already paying in so much that the benefits like.
Is it like a percentage or something, or is it like a flat fee, or what do they take?
It was like a flat. I think it was like $3,000 or
Really?
something that they wanted for the year, and then $2,000 or $3,000, and then you get some health benefits like
Well-
medical and.
Okay, I guess, yeah.
And I really don't remember how it all works because I decided it wasn't for me. But if you're union, they have. I don't think I should speak to. I would have had to I didn't expect to even talk about it, but I'm not that well versed in like all the SAG rules and
It's all right. No worries.
all of that. But if you're SAG, like you get certain. Like they have to pay you a certain amount
certain
for
rate
your
and all that,
time.
yeah.
And, yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, if you're paying $3,000 just to join the thing, I mean, like, then gosh, you need to. I mean, yeah, I don't know what the minimum is, but you would think it'd be somewhat high because, like, gosh, I mean, that's a lot of money.
Well, it ended up being the right move because with all the strikes and COVID
Right.
and everything, there were so many non-union projects to work on. They don't want union
Right?
members.
If you're a union, you can't work, or can you work for a non-union place?
I don't know.
Okay, no big deal.
I don't know.
All right. And then
Can you cut around this?
Hey,
podcast?
no, we're going. That's all right.
We're just going.
We're just
Okay.
going. That's why I like doing these podcasts, is because like the editing takes a lot of time. You know,
Yeah.
it really does. I mean, like, so if you're watching like a regular Sailing Doodles video and the video is 15 minutes long, it's generally about 30 minutes per hour of per minute. So 30 minutes of editing work per minute of actual whatever you see on the screen. And so, you know, doing a podcast is just set it and forget it. I mean, like, okay, if there's something really you got to cut out, whatever, you don't want to say. But, like, I mean, I try to keep it flowing
Yeah.
because it's easy to do. And I'm trying to do more of these. We're trying to do at least 2 a month now. I'd like to get it, we're doing 1 a week. It's just, a lot of it's, we've been so busy traveling and all that. And, like, setting up all this gear. I mean, like, I don't know, you can't see what we got. They're just, like, little crappy tripods. I'm afraid they're going to fall over at any time. And then we are using these DJI mics, which are really good, but I'd rather be using studio mics just because you get that even better quality. But these are
Right.
well enough. I mean, like, for video, these are fine. If you're listening to this in audio form, like just on your headphones or something, it'd be a little bit better talking through one of those. But it's not that much of a difference that it's too hard to do. And that's one of the things when I get the new boat, I'll have my office, and I don't know if I'll have that as my podcast studio, the office, or maybe set something up more semi-permanent, like in the salon or something. I can be better in the salon because the office will be great, but it'll be a little crowded, especially if we have more than 2 people in there.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's
How
just
big
basic.
is the office?
Well, it's essentially so it's 52-foot cat, and so you've been on. Let's see here. You've been on that Bali 48, so you saw that forward cabin.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically the same size as that forward cabin, but without the bed.
Okay.
So it's not big, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so you get, so you take, you could seat 2 or 3 people in there pretty comfortably. Any more than that, you couldn't do. But then I don't know how well the acoustics would be on that because it's like in an enclosed space. So I don't know.
I feel like the audio would be better in there versus the salon, but you're right, you can't have a bunch of people in there.
I would have to which is totally easily to do. I'd have to probably put some sound insulating foam around the inside, because it's not it'd be very quiet in there, but it's more like the echo that I'd be worried about, the reverb and all that. So yeah. So I don't know, but we'll see what cost that bridge when you come to it. I'd actually like to get, I don't know, again, I know some people that have done it, but kind of get a closed circuit thing going on, it's recording all the time, so that, because how many times has something really interesting happened on the boat but nobody had a camera rolling?
You want something rolling all the time?
Well, I mean, not in the bedrooms. I mean, whatever, but and it would be, I mean, I would, but it wouldn't be it would have a loop, right? So I don't know, 12-hour, maybe a 4 or 5 hour, whatever, a loop, so that it just overwrites itself. So if we don't flag the footage or take the card out because something interesting did happen, footage is gone.
It's not a bad idea. Could you imagine all of the things you would catch on that?
Well, sure. I mean, it might be more interesting in some things, but then there's a lot we would definitely not put on there.
And a lot of boring.
Well, yeah, but no,
you would never.
But we could do such a thing. Doing that is, especially if we get whatever Wi-Fi going. So we have Starlink right now. We're using the residential, there's the RV version right now, but I do have a deal with another Starlink provider that I can get access to the marine version. But I mean, if we could do a live, I mean, we'd have to keep in mind it is recording or live, but I mean, say we were doing a crossing, sailing crossing, and then we just okay, we're live, here's the cameras, here's all the camera angles, you want to switch between them, and then people could just live stream it or whatever.
Yeah. I think it would do well. People would probably like that. It sounds interesting.
I mean, it'd almost be kind of a Big Brother type thing.
That was my first thought, Big Brother.
You want to unzip that a little, maybe get some more airflow through here so you're not getting smoked out?
I'm really not too bad.
No, well, yeah, I guess you can do that one. I was going to say that one, yeah.
Which do you prefer, this one?
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
Just pick one and do it. There you go. All right. I don't know if that helped, but
I think I should have gone with the other one. No,
right. It helped a little. There's a little more airflow coming in now. But so we are on. It is the Sea Ray 340 I bought to use while we're waiting on the new boat to be done. So first thoughts on the boat? What do you think?
I like it.
It's a 2001 Sea Ray 340, so 34 feet long, 11.5 feet wide with a 2.5 foot draft. It's got twin 7.4 liter Mercruiser engines, gas, unfortunately. And then so how do you like it?
I like it. That's one thing. I guess diesel would be better. Mm-hmm. I think it's comfortable. I thought it would be too small, but well,
when you first came on the boat, you were kind of you didn't. You were
okay. First of all, it smelled a little.
Well, it had been sitting there. It had been sitting there unopened for 2 months.
Yeah. So I guess I didn't fully realize that, and I was just hoping that smell would. Was hoping it would air out, and it did right away. Yeah. So that was my biggest concern, was the smell. And then I was not sure if the space would be too small, but it really hasn't been.
Well, we did have 2 people join us for 5 days, and that was a little cramped.
It was. That was.
I
wouldn't recommend doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, we're gonna have a couple again join us. I think 2 nights, 3 nights tops.
Totally.
Because I think they stayed 5 nights or something.
Well, they had an issue with their hotel. To be fair,
that's true.
They intended to just stay for 2, and then
go to a hotel for 2.
The hotel wouldn't even let them stay there. They had an issue with their water.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, so I think they had a water leak or water wasn't working or something. So they were yeah.
And we took them in again.
Yeah, so that was in Key West, though. We had a lot of fun in Key West.
We did.
It's a fun place. Although I'm kind of ready to get to a more. I mean, Key West is nice. There's a lot of restaurants in there. We've been in. We started in. I can't remember the name of these places.
We started in Palmetto.
Well, no, I'm just saying since Key West.
Since Key West, it was Marathon.
Marathon for 2 nights. Now we're going to Plantation for 2 nights. We're going to go up to Elliott Key tomorrow for just a night because there's nothing there. And then we'll head up to Miami. I was having a hard time getting a slip in Miami. We had one in Miami Beach, but we're kind of upped our timetable a little. And so, I don't know, just because I figured there'd be more, I mean, I don't know. The Keys are okay, but I'm ready to get to Bahamas.
Yeah.
So
I am too. But I really like changing it up. I like going to new places
yeah,
frequently.
yeah.
So it doesn't bother me.
So
Bahamas will be fun though.
yeah, so we're gonna go to we got a marina there in Miami, not Miami Beach Marina, a different one. I'm not gonna say which one now, but and then so we'll stay there for, let's see, 14, 15, 16, 17. So 4 nights, and then we might go to Miami Beach Marina for a couple nights. I don't know, and then up to Fort Lauderdale. But while we're in Miami, there's a couple little boat errands I need to run. Like this boat doesn't have enough anchor chain. It has maybe not even 10 meters of chain. It maybe, I don't know, maybe 20 feet of chain, so not a whole lot. And really, we need to get chain for that. If we're going to be anchoring out regularly, which we're going to be doing in the Bahamas, then we need to get more chain. So I figure when we get to Miami, we'll rent a car, and then I'll just find a place I can buy some chain, get 100 feet of chain, which will be, I mean, the deepest water we're going to anchor in the Bahamas will be like 10 feet. So that's, plenty. With 100 feet of chain, you can theoretically anchor in 20 feet of water. So I don't think we'll have a problem with that. And then it does have rode on it in addition to that. But and it'll also be nice because it'll put more weight in the front of the boat, which will help us get on plane a little better, I think.
Okay.
So that'll be nice too. So we have a few errands to run there in Miami, do that kind of boat stuff. Plus then we're having an autopilot installed on the boat because it does not have one.
And what are you getting? There's one more thing, right?
Well, replacing the chart plotter. So it has this just Raymarine, which I don't like Raymarine. Putting a Garmin chart plotter in there, and then autopilot, and then what else were we getting there? Oh,
the solar.
Oh yeah.
And the lithium battery doodah.
Yeah. So I was weighing back and forth. Do I want to put solar panels on this thing and get some kind of solar charger? But then that requires the battery bank on this is not really conducive for cruising. I mean, like these boats are not meant to, this boat is meant for, it's got a generator, right? So, but who wants to run the generator 24 hours a day? So this boat's really meant for week-long getaways, going to the, raft up, doing that kind of thing. But it is capable of cruising the Bahamas, which we're going to do in it. But we're going to be anchoring out, 3/4 of the time. And so then we'd either have to run a generator or we'd have to install some kind of solar, but then the battery bank on this isn't really set up for running on the batteries like all the time. So I got one of those solar generators. I'm not gonna say what brand, just because if they would like to sponsor me, great. But and so then it's a 3,000 watt or 3 kilowatt worth of lithium batteries, and which is a decent amount. And then, because you can run those all the way down to like 10%, and it comes with 400 watts of solar panels. And so what we can do is, when we're at a marina, we can charge up that solar bank. And then when we're out on the hook, we have the solar panels out. They're hoping to keep the battery topped off. And then that solar generator can be plugged into the boat, which is keeping the rest of the boat powered and everything. And then like really the only thing that draws on this, unless we want to run the air conditioner, which we wouldn't do on that. Plus, we don't really need the air conditioner once we get out there. Is the refrigerator, and then just like your pumps for water pumps and stuff like that. So really, this thing's not going to use a whole lot of power. So having a 3 kilowatt battery bank and then 400 watts of solar, I think will do pretty well. We may have to run the generator a couple hours a day, but only a couple hours.
Yeah.
Not 15, 20 hours. So we kind of did the math on it. Was trying to decide if it was worth the expense, because it's like with a couple of the extra components and everything, it was like $2,800 for that. And I was like, man, I don't know if I want to spend that kind of money. But when I did the math on how much gas we'd be spending on running a generator for 45 days straight, and then all the maintenance goes with that, I was like, okay, it's kind of a break even just to do that.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a difference, but there are other benefits to having that too. What's it called? Like, what do you call it? What is it?
It's a solar generator.
Solar generator. Okay.
It's it's not really. I guess it is. It's basically 3 kilowatts of lithium batteries and an inverter. So and solar panels. So it'll take the solar, it'll charge its batteries out of it, or you can plug it into like the boat, And so when we're running the generator or we're hooked up to shore power or something like that, it'll charge the lithium batteries. And then it's got an inverter in it, so then it can power basically the boat.
Cool.
So, yeah.
I think it's worth it.
Yeah, it probably will be. And then at the end, we could even sell it, maybe get 2/3 of our money back.
Right.
Something, maybe.
Then, yeah, it really would be a break even.
Yeah.
Or maybe even save you some money.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know how
sell
much the used market is for those kind of things, you know. I don't know. But, I mean, I'm sure there's people selling it. Sorry, just checking the time there.
I can't see that from here.
I know, you need your glasses. It's 21 minutes, so.
Okay.
I try to do these like 45 minutes or something like that. I don't know.
Gosh, what in the world could we talk about for 20 more minutes?
I mean, the
I think we
23
can do
more
it.
minutes. Yeah, I don't know. No. But so, I guess, are you excited to get to the Bahamas?
Yeah, I'm just excited to be anywhere and everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
I really just go with the flow on these trips. I want to cover everything. So,
Yeah.
I went to the Bahamas, or the Exumas, once with you before. It
Yeah.
sounds like we're going to hit some more spots, so that'll be...
Yeah, so the general plan
cool.
is we're going to do, so we'll cross over to Bimini like on the 28th or something of December, and then, or the 29th, depending on the weather. And then we're going to go to Chub Key for New Year's, meet some of my friends there that I've kind of buddy boat with in the past. And then after Chub Key, we'll go to, well, I don't know if they'll go straight to the Exumas or not. It's probably, I don't know. But we will go after Chub Key to Nassau, get fuel, top off there, and then run to the Exumas, which is not too far away from there. But and then cruise down the Exumas. We got to leave the boat in Georgetown while we go to the flotilla. We have the Sailing Doodles flotilla, January 29th through February 5th in the BVI. If you go to sailingdoodles.com and be on the front page there, you can join us.
Are you ready have you, like, recuperated from the last one?
The last one was a lot.
recovered?
The last one was definitely, yeah, it was a lot. Hopefully there won't be as many shots involved this time.
Well, I think it's safe to assume there will be.
I don't know about that.
You don't think?
We had the shot pushers on our last boat. I don't think we have them this time.
Oh, okay.
No, it's all right.
Do you know who's going for the most part?
Well, so yeah, so I don't know like all the other boats. There's last time I checked with Navigar, I think they said they had options for. I think they said like all of the boats, but 3 or 4 of them weren't fully booked yet. But somebody had put like an option on it. So but they are doing it by the cabin as well. So you can either book your whole boat and bring your friends and do that, or you can do it by the cabin, and then they'll just randomly partner with you people. Now on our boat, so we have a Lagoon 460. So we're having the owners of the boat who I met at a boat show or two. We've hung out, and they're really cool. Abby and I think her name's Jamie, and so they bought the Lagoon 460 and have it in the Navigar fleet. So I was like, why don't you guys come down and join us?
Yeah.
And then I did ask Alina to come back. She hasn't responded yet, or she has responded. She has to check with work, so she doesn't know yet.
Nice.
And then I have a friend, Crystal, that lives in St. Thomas, that she's going to take the ferry over and join us.
Yeah.
So that'll be our boat, and then after that, I don't know. So, but well, I don't know. I think we have 8 or 9 boats. I think there's our boat plus 8 other boats that are chartered. So it'll be a lot, and it's fun. We'll do kind of the similar route we did last time, which is start in Nanny Key there on Tortola, go down to Norman Island, which is where Willie T's is, and then that evening probably dinner on the boats, or you can do dinner and happy hour at Willie T's. There is another marina restaurant there, but we'll do that one like the last night probably. So then we go from there over to Cooper Island. They have a really nice like resort there with a nice restaurant and bar and everything. It's really cool, and it's a pretty island. And then from there we'll go the next night go to Virgin Gorda and do the baths. And then after the first night, before we go to Cooper, we'll stop at the Indians and snorkel and the caves. There's a couple snorkel spots to do that. Then go to Cooper Island. If people want to dive, they can dive there off the wreck of the Rome. We might, I don't know if we'll have time to do that. And then Cooper Island. And then after that, Virgin Gorda, do the baths, which is always really cool, and then head around over inside the Sound at Virgin Gorda and either do Sabre Rock or the Bitter End Yacht Club. We did Sabre Rock last time, which I love, but the Bitter End Yacht Club is back now, so maybe we'll try that one instead. And then weather permitting, we didn't get to do it last time because the winds were really strong out of the east northeast. We'll sail to Anegada, which is about 25 miles, but it's kind of in the open ocean. So like, if the wind's too strong or something like that, it'll be kind of a rough sail. So it was too strong last time. It was 25 knots and 6-foot seas. And,
you don't want to do that.
Yeah, it would have been beating into it and all that. So, and then after Anegada, back to what? I don't know. At that point, it's kind of up in the air. We can do Jost Van Dyke, or we can go to Cane Garden Bay, which I really like on the north end of Tortola. That's probably what we'll do. And then the next day, head over to Jost Van Dyke and do Foxy's Taboo for lunch and go see the Blowhole, or the bubbly pool. It's kind of like a natural spa. And then head to the other side, White Sound or Soggy Dollar Bar for the afternoon, and do all that stuff. And it's a lot of fun there. And then the last night rather, sail from there back to Norman Island, do dinner at the Pirates Bite, and then back to Nanny Key the next morning. You just kind of do a loop around the island.
I'm pretty excited for the flotilla because I've never been to the BVI. So this is like...
If you're going to do, like, just sail 1 week somewhere, I mean, the BVI is hands down the best place to go sail. How are you doing?
I have a little bit left. Yeah, that's what
it's
you said.
It's like, it's really beautiful, clear water. The islands are beautiful. It's relatively easy to get to from the United States. I mean, we're flying straight down to Miami. It's like a 2.5-3 hour flight. We're going straight into to Beef Island. Or you can fly into St. Thomas and then take the ferry over. It's a little bit cheaper doing it that way, but all the extra time and all that. I got pretty good I got pretty good price on tickets going straight to Beef Island. And then, there's tons of good dining and good bars. It's just a lot of fun. There's a lot of mooring balls and all that. So it's just, in my opinion, one of the best places to go sail. Like, if you want to go spend a week and sailing around French Polynesia and Tahiti, sure, but it's a 30-hour flight to get there.
Yeah.
That's what sucks. So, BVI, that's the way to go. Although it's crowded, that's the problem.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It also sounds like there's good diving and snorkeling. Like the reefs are.
Yeah,
awesome over there.
There's a lot of good. Yeah, the diving and snorkeling is pretty good. And the water is very clear because you're pretty far from. I'm sure there's a few lakes or streams on Tortola, but the rest of the islands, there's no. The water clarity is pretty good. You're pretty far from Puerto Rico. You're about, 60 miles, 50 miles from Puerto Rico. So around Puerto Rico, the water's a little murky because it's a big island with lots of runoff and rivers and stuff.
Well, I'm sold.
All right.
I think I'll be there.
All right. Well, we got, December 12th. So we are recording this on December, I don't know. This video will probably come out in the next few days, so that'd be pretty good. But, yeah. So our plan here is we're going to fly back to Dallas on the 22nd and do Christmas and all that, and then fly back to, I guess on the 28th. Is that when our flight is? Yeah.
Yes.
We'll have to watch the weather a little bit leading up to that. Like, if I need to fly back a day or so early to get the boat ready to go, and then we leave on the 28th or whatever. But we'll see how that goes. Too early to tell.
Okay.
So.
We'll play it by ear. Keep an eye on things.
Yeah.
But you said we'll know before we even go back, potentially, right?
Well, yeah. You can look at the weather
idea.
forecast. A week out, you have a general idea, but 3 or 4 days before, it's generally pretty solid.
Yeah.
And we'll know, because, when we'll be crossing the Gulf Stream. So for those that don't know, the Gulf Stream is a current that goes from from the Gulf of Mexico around the tip of Florida up the East Coast, and it's a current of about 3 to 5 knots from south to north, and so you do not want to cross that when there's a north wind. And then this boat being such a small boat, you don't really want to do it in a east wind either, because 3-4 foot seas of this, and this boat is fine, it's just rough. And then it's 50 miles across. So do you really want to be in rough chop for 3 hours?
Not at all.
Yeah. So.
Glad someone knows what they're doing.
I've done it once or twice, but so what we were talking about we need here though is, although there's no space on this boat for it, is like scooters or bikes.
The next boat.
Well, yeah, there'll be a lot more space on the next boat. This
Yeah.
boat. I mean, I do have my scooters in storage in Florida, which we're gonna get maybe next week, but once we get to the Bahamas, we won't use them. So I don't know if
That's
I
what I was
want.
about to say.
I don't want to like have the space taken up on the boat.
Yeah, there's no point. We don't need them this leg.
Mm-hmm.
There are a few times it would have been convenient, but it's better to just not have them. I'd rather have walked today and...
Well, yeah, but I mean, like if we had the scooters, I mean, like so we went to lunch at what? It was 6/10 of a mile. So I mean, like as the crow flies, so it was 3/4 of a mile. So it took us 15 minutes to get over there. But like, you know, there's a bunch more restaurants like 2.5 miles away. That scooters would make that an easy thing, or bikes. You know, walking. That's
I know, but then we'd have scooters. We'd have scooters to deal with.
Well, now that
every
we don't.
day.
Well, now that we don't have 4 people on the boat, like that second bedroom in here would be a pretty easy storage area, and we
That's
do.
true. We do
So-
have more space down there.
Yeah. So,
We really haven't needed them a lot, though.
well, we definitely didn't need them in Key West. Probably didn't really need them in Naples or Palmetto, but for the in Marathon and here in Islamorada, they'd definitely be helpful. I think we go to more places. Although
Yeah.
they have Ubers here and stuff, so it's not terrible.
Yeah.
The Ubers are expensive here, though.
Are
It was
they?
like $18 plus. I mean, to go 2 miles.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. It's $18 to go 2 miles.
I wonder if that has anything to do with their competing ride service.
Yeah, well, we tried. So here in Islamorada, they have like it's called Freebie. It's like a free shuttle service. It's on demand. It's kind of like Uber, but like the town has it. And you know, there's some advertising and stuff there. But like when we tried to call them this morning, they said they're not. I don't know. Due to traffic, they're not operating on this island. So
Yeah.
I don't know. But I don't know. But that's why maybe that's. I mean, when there's only one Uber driver on the island, they can charge whatever they want.
Yeah, that's true. I'm sure there aren't a ton of people around here driving for Uber.
I'm sure they might come down from Miami. They're like, wait a minute, they're paying $18 a mile in Islamorada. I'll come down and do that. I don't know how
Yeah,
busy they
maybe.
stay, but you know, I mean, I guess if they can charge $18 a mile, or for $9 a mile, then they're probably pretty busy, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
So, what have you not liked about this boat so far?
What have I not liked? I don't know. We had some issues with the head, right? Is that resolved?
Not really. So the head, it's a vacuum flush system. So like there's a pump that it's a pump that moves a bellows. A bellows looks like an accordion, and so the accordion opens, right, and then it closes. So it's got a one-way valve. So when it opens, it draws in from the toilet side, and when it closes that valve and it pushes it out the other way. But initially it does that with air, right? So it creates suction on the end of that thing. So when you hit the flush button, it just sucks all that stuff through the pipe towards the tank. Well, that pump motor is going out. It's intermittent. So so electric motors, some of them have what's called brushes, and it's kind of an older technology. Now the more modern electric motors have brushless. They're just more efficient and they don't have this problem, but this other one does. So the brushes are kind of getting stuck, and so if we go and tap on the motor, it'll knock it loose and it'll run. But the problem is every time it does that, I have to go down there and tap on that motor and get it working. We're getting a new motor next week, but that's the
Yeah.
problem, is that we're here. I just had the whole head system rebuilt except for the motor. So
Well, of course, right?
yeah.
That's how these.
Well, because the
things
motor was
work.
working fine, but everything, it replaced all the valves and stuff like that, because those valves tend to get gunked up and messed up and do all that. You don't want to have.
Gross.
I've had a vacuum flush system, like the bellows, the accordion part, like split, and so then it's just like mashed potatoes.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So gross.
Yeah.
Ew.
So-
No.
Yeah, it was gross.
Wait.
So then I had to remove that pump and replace it.
Oh my God.
But then there's just
No,
shit everywhere.
no.
Literally, there's shit everywhere.
You have mentioned before having an issue where there's shit everywhere, but this
That
must
was-
have been it.
Oh, yeah,
I
I mean,
think
it's-
I really realized exactly what.
But so think about it.
Happened.
Those hoses are still full of toilet water, and poopy toilet water. So then when you disconnect that pump, there's still shit literally in the hoses. So it's going everywhere, and then like it's all in there everywhere. Like you're gloved up and everything, but like
I
it's just
can't.
gross. And then you got to hose all that down. Luckily, the way where it was, I could hose it all down. I went down into the bilge, and the bilge just pumped everything overboard.
Okay.
But still, and then we had to go down,
awful.
and, Clorox wipes and spray and wipe it all down. It's pretty gross.
God. Yeah, that's gross.
It was
I'm
not a good
sorry.
smell. Like,
Is
that's-
that one of your like most traumatizing experiences?
Well, that one time, all the toilet work for sure. Like another time on White Squall, working on that one, and somebody had flushed a tampon down the damn toilet, and it got stuck in the motor. And so, like, I'm taking the motor apart, like, why doesn't this work? And I take it apart, and sure enough, there's a tampon stuck in there. And I was like, what the fuck? So, I was not too thrilled about that.
I bet.
I mean, it could have been done before, like before. I mean, but I mean, one of my briefings to people when they get on the boat is like, if it doesn't come out of your body, it does not go in the toilet, including
Right.
toilet paper.
Right.
So, I mean, I guess they thought, oh, it came out of my body. Like, no. If your body, if your,
Not what I meant.
if your body didn't process it or make it, it doesn't go in the toilet.
Yeah. Luckily, I was able to grasp that one.
Yeah. Well, that's why I have. I mean, we installed one on this boat. We installed a bum gun, so it's like a hand bidet.
Bidet.
Yeah, it's great because I mean, you use very little toilet paper that way. Number one, you don't have to buy toilet paper very often. Number two, it doesn't, because you can't put toilet paper in the toilet, so then you have a little wastebasket, so your wastebasket doesn't get as gross. What?
I'm just wondering if people are enjoying this conversation
Hey,
as much as
people
we
should
are.
know. People should
They
know.
should. I do think it's a good thing to talk about. I mean, boat stuff isn't always glamorous, right?
Right?
And I'm enjoying this conversation.
Oh, are you? You're enjoying the
But I
conversation?
just realized we've been talking about toilets and tampons and shit for like 10 minutes.
I mean, that's a boat life. That's boat life. Boat life is toilets, tampons, and shit. I'm not even joking. I mean, that's
And wine.
and wine. The wine makes it all bearable, I guess.
We can keep talking about it for sure. It just
Okay.
occurred to me.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, you guys, let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Is it valuable information, or would you rather us not talk about poop?
I think they probably liked this one.
Yeah.
I think we should talk more about it.
Yeah. I don't know. We could talk about bikinis, but it's like been crappy weather, so it's been blowing pretty hard last few days, and
Bikinis.
Yeah.
What about bikinis?
there's no bikinis right now because it's gonna be rainy and cold the next like week here and down in Florida.
I know. What are we gonna do? I've been like bundled up even. It's in
Yeah.
the 70s.
I'm wearing my Sailing Doodles hoodie. You can go to sailingdoodles.com and pick up a hoodie. I like it.
I want one. I
Yeah.
actually want some swag. I don't have any.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes I think about like stealing one of your shirts or something.
Yeah. I'll what is it? Don't hit us. What's he gonna do?
Oh, that'd be
No, he's just parking his boat.
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting turn of events.
So yeah, in this marina here, I mean, we're parked right next to the sheriff's boat, and then there's another sheriff's boat, so I think we're pretty safe here. Not too many people are going to try to steal all this. We'll see. But
Yeah, they beefed up security for us.
yeah, coming in here, I didn't have a problem, but getting out of the last marina, like when I need to adjust the idle. The idle on the port side engine is just a little low, so like if I bring it all the way back to idle, like the throttle, that port side engine will die. So I need to bump that up a little bit, and it did that several times when we were trying to dock at the last marina, and I'm like, jeez, freaking, 'cause
I was really glad that I was somewhat helpful.
you
this
did
last
a great
time.
job. Thank you.
I mean, not like, not 100% there, but felt like I could help.
We're about to lose
Little
one
bit.
of our cameras. Oh, there it went.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, it made it most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time. So.
R.I.P.
Oh wow, it's already 40 minutes. Okay, cool. Well, time's flying by. See?
We should record like 3 more today.
No.
No?
I mean, if you want to, okay.
You don't have it in you? I could
no.
talk. Talk all day.
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. No.
Bring it up. Come
now
on.
that I said that, I don't know. Oh, what did we talk about? Well, damn. Now
you
the
can't think of
pressure's on.
How your boat bruises doing?
I don't even know where they're coming from. Like, that one's almost, like, getting worse, and I've had it for a week.
It does look pretty, like, that one's been there a week.
What do you think happened?
I have no idea.
I don't either.
I
guess I just bump into things. I might
probably
just be
one of those
klutz
nights on Duval Street that we don't remember
that
much
I
of anyway.
don't remember. Yeah. I was just talking to someone about this. I, like, vaguely remember a couple of nights on Duval, which is an issue.
I mean, that's a common occurrence on Duval Street, I believe. So Duval Street is, like, the main drag in Key West. It's like where all the
Bourbon
bars.
Street.
Yeah, it's like Bourbon Street there, basically. Yeah, I like it. I mean, Key West is it's cool. It's like it's a cleaner New Orleans, much cleaner New Orleans, because New Orleans is pretty dirty.
Yeah, it is. And it's not
fun.
safe. New Orleans is unsafe.
I mean, as long as you don't do something stupid, you're generally okay. But
Yeah.
it'd be hard to be. It'd be hard to get.
Crime's a little high.
It'd be hard to find crime. I mean, there is crime in Key West, I'm sure, but it'd be
Petty
hard. Yeah,
stuff.
petty stuff. Yeah, stealing bicycles and stuff. There's
Yeah.
probably not too many muggings or robberies there.
Some locals were saying that bike theft is number one, the
Yeah.
biggest crime there. I thought it was going to be drugs.
Or dinghy theft or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
bikes.
We haven't even used this dinghy yet, so we bought one, but we'll use it in the Bahamas though.
Right, we haven't used it yet. We've been lugging it around everywhere, and
Yeah, so we bought like a 10-foot. I don't know. It's a 3.1 meters, so like 10 feet. 10-foot little West Marine dinghy, but it's got actually a fiberglass keel, and we got a Mercury 9.9 motor for it, which we haven't even put oil in yet. So I don't know. Mainly, I haven't done it because here in Florida, from what I've heard, I don't know, they're pretty strict on like registration stuff. So I've got this boat registered, and we got a temporary cruising permit for Florida, but they want you to have all your dinghies and all that stuff registered too if you're going to use it. And I'm like, I mean, I'm not going to use it here, so when we get to the Bahamas, you don't have to have any of that crap. So that's why I haven't really done anything with it yet.
I think you mentioned that probably multiple times, but it just clicked for me.
Yeah. So, so do you have any more acting stuff in the network and pipeline or anything?
I could, but I'm really not putting myself out there for things right now. There's Below Deck. I submitted us for Below Deck.
Oh yeah, you did do that. Did you submit one for yourself too?
I submitted for you,
I'm too old for that now, though.
but I added at the end that I was also
Okay.
interested. So it's really like I submitted for you, and then I said Amanda Zachary is the other crew on the
Did
boat.
you hear anything back? You said you know this person or what?
I know of them, so I know for sure they are the casting director for Below Deck. So I know I reached out to the right person. I know who she is,
Yeah.
but I don't know her personally.
But I mean, I'm 46. They probably want under 40, probably. I would imagine. I mean, because like all the deckhands and all those people are like 20s and 30s.
Well,
the
maybe they'll
captains.
call me. I was thinking like, I mean, any crew that's been on your boat, I think it would be cool
What do you mean?
for them to
Oh, sure.
have any former crew on
Yeah.
or current crew.
Yeah.
Hey, Below Deck. No, I'd rather like stay sailing around with you.
Well, you've been working. Okay, you got to follow her Instagram at Amanda Zachary, Zakri. But you've been what's up with your YouTube channel?
Oh yeah, that's right.
When's your next video? When's your first video in like 18 years
So
coming out?
that's something I'm trying to figure out. So I have 3 now that
They're done?
Third will be done tomorrow, I think.
Wow.
And yeah, I know. I have 3 batched, but I don't know if I should start January because of Christmas. I don't want to launch like the week before and then have the second one.
Christmas week's always kind of a bad week.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe.
I think January is the time to do it. Just New Year, new vlogger. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think the videos are pretty good. The first one's a little short, but they're way better than what I was putting out before.
Is it at Amanda Zachary on YouTube? So go ahead and
Yes.
find her, Amanda Zachary. it's all one thing, Amanda Zachary.
Zakri.
All right. And then you can subscribe so then you get notified when our first video comes out.
I have everything is Amanda Zachary. Like, you can find me everywhere, and it's all the same thing. So it's like Instagram. I caved. I got TikTok, and then there's Patreon and YouTube, Facebook, website. All of it's the same thing. So it's pretty easy. But I do like Adventures with Amanda Zachary. It's kind of like what I call my.
So what are your first 3 videos then?
The first one is Pattaya.
Okay.
And
what were you doing in Pattaya?
it was like a day out, a hungover day out with Alina and Rat.
And who? Rat.
Yeah.
Rat Monty. So my friend that owns
Sorry.
Group Island Spirit, he's the manufacturer of the boat I'm buying.
His wife.
Wife, yeah.
Or
Rat
girlfriend.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
They've been
His
together for
partner.
like 20 years. 15 years or something like that.
Yeah, we hung out.
Yeah.
And
So she's Thai, it's just took him around.
yeah. And so I vlogged a little bit there, but that video is only 5 minutes. So it's pretty short. But the second one is Phuket. And then the third one is Bangkok.
What were you doing in Phuket?
It was like, I think I went to lunch with Alina, hung out a little bit at the villa. It was the day that you and I weren't together. You went to
Oh, I went to go do the boat
Electrical Marine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you did boat stuff. And
Boat
so I
stuff can
filmed
mean
that
different
day.
things.
Yeah. So,
And then the
Don't
other one was
tell 'em.
the other one was Bangkok.
yeah, Bangkok.
Okay.
And then my fourth one is going to be Dallas. I took a little sailing lesson
Yeah.
and hung out with some friends. So I think that'll be my fourth, as long as I got enough content.
Yeah.
And we're just going to keep going from there.
There you go. All right. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for joining me on another Sailing Noodles podcast. You guys make sure you like and subscribe to the video. Appreciate you. And then, so what we'd like to do, the next podcast will be an Ask Me Anything. So what I do is I ask of our patrons and channel members, I put a post on there, say, hey, ask me anything. So in the comments, you just say, tell me about your next boat, or what happened with this, who's this person, all that stuff. I'll answer all your questions. So hit that up, hit it patreon.com/sailingnoodles. Check out Amanda Zachary on all her stuff. And I guess we're going to Mexican food tonight.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Dinner. We can do that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, and
Thank you.
sailingnoodles.com. Get yourself a hoodie. It's hoodie season. I'm telling you.
It is.
I like this hoodie. I really do.
I like it too. I also like how everything feels. Everything's like it's good material.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks so much.
Bye.
See ya.
I've needed to cough for like 10 minutes.